Hello my friends, and welcome back. I hope you're all having a good day. Now, before we begin our story, I would like to welcome those who are joining us for the first time. And if you haven't already, don't forget to click that subscribe button. Let's see this channel grow to its first 100 subscribers. Again, thank you for joining us today. Let us begin. Some details to keep in mind while you read this. I am a 19-year-old college student in West Virginia. I grew up in a small town nestled in the forest of Appalachia. My childhood friend, we'll call him Todd, asked me if I would like to accompany him on a camping trip out in the woods near my hometown. I had never really liked camping, or being in the woods in general, but I agreed. We left out the next week. It was about a 3-hour drive, which wouldn't have been so bad if my car's air conditioning actually worked. I drove a shoddy old Ford, older than I was. We made it there in time to set up the tent and start a fire before nightfall. We had a couple of beers and ate dinner before deciding to hit the hay. When I woke up, it was still dark outside. I heard a quiet rustling in the bushes, but ultimately chalked it up to a doe looking for berries or something. I closed my eyes, about to fall back asleep, when I heard something else. More rustling, followed by the sharp crack of a twig underfoot. This kind of worried me because it sounded closer. I grabbed my flashlight, froze, and listened again. Movement in the bushes and then the snap of a twig, this time closer. I grabbed our shotgun and mustered up the courage to shout, "Hey, who's there? I'm armed." This woke my friend, who I quickly shushed and explained in a whisper. We both heard heavy footsteps running away. We looked at each other in relief, but we were still creeped out. I felt stupid, because it was probably a deer. We went back to sleep. Eventually, I had to get up to take a piss. I left the tent quietly and looked for a good tree. I relieved myself, then was about to go back to the tent, when I heard something. It sounded like crying, but I couldn't be sure. It was pretty far off whenever it was, but I'd stupidly decided to go check it out. I hefted my flashlight and set off in the direction of the crying. I walked for about 10 minutes before I finally caught sight of something. I froze as I started to process what I was seeing. It looked human, I guess. It was about 5 feet tall and had a hunch in its back. It stared at me with eyes darker than the night sky. Its face was otherwise featureless, and was framed by a mop of greasy black hair that hung in clumps on its deformed head. Its arms and legs were long and lanky, and its hands and feet were gnarled and grisly, ending in long, sharp fingers and toes. This thing definitely wasn't human. I made the mistake of making eye contact with the creature. As soon as I did, it let out a shriek loud enough to wake the dead. I turned heel and booked it back to the tent, screaming the whole way. Whatever it was made chase, keeping on my heels the whole time. I hurried into the tent, grabbing the shotgun which we kept loaded at all times. I pointed at the thing which stared at me with primal hate in its eyes. I pulled the trigger, but the shot never made contact, because the thing disappeared. Gone in the blink of an eye. My friend and I wasted no time hauling ass to load up my truck with everything of value, and we sped out of there without looking back. To this day, I still don't know what I saw. But one thing is for damn sure. I will never go camping again.